Welcome aboard is love is an understatement. Hi, everybody. Greetings to our valued travel partners. Carmen Roy, VP of Sales. Ah, how exciting is this? I still cannot, every time I see that TV spot, I just get so excited. Absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. It's upbeat. It is driving business and generating revenue for you. So you've got to come aboard quickly, right? We've been expecting you. So if you're not on board, you got to get on board. Also, that line about love won't hurt anymore. Do you love that? Well, Monday's my 30th anniversary. So I got to tell you, it's been hurting for 30 years. Don't tell George Roig I said that. As I tell my kids, you know what? If we can survive this weekend, we can get to Monday, March 13th. Patricia, all I can think of is Julie McCoy, cruise director. Patricia, I wanted to be Julie McCoy. I'm not a hater, I'm a motivator. Can you imagine? Hello, Carrie Lynn from Alberta. How cold is it there? Oh my. Good afternoon from 48 degrees in Boston. Patricia, that is a day, that's a summer day for you. Okay. We're sitting in March. Can you believe it? We're in March. Okay. That month of February, by the way, you all know this live transcript available on Facebook. You got to stick around because we do the Q&As at the end of the webinar. So it's really, really critical. But I got to tell you, so we are recording this. You already know. Thank you, Lucas. He's looking forward to it. So am I. And I made a commitment to Joe that I would not speak 20 minutes to Dornam so that our amazing guests will be able to get a word in edgewise. And I'll try to be really, really good in not like interrupting them 1,000 times. And some of you pop up these questions and they're really important, right? So Coffee Chats with Carmen, you all know we have launched this. I want to thank the team. It's been very well received. So we have our 4th episode. But on top of that, Joe has gone ahead and he is aligning them with our Facebook page, the VP Princess Facebook page. So you're able to, if you didn't catch it in the newsletter, it's embedded in the newsletter. If you didn't catch it, we will include it in that Facebook page. I think this is really great and super excited about it. Wait, before we go any further, and I bring in my sidekick, Marsha. Is she a show off? Look at that.
Just
Fresh.
a little bit. I'm a little show off, just a little.
Really? You have to rub it in? We
We
missed you,
would.
Marsha. We
Thank
missed you.
you. I'm
I get
excited to
that
be
we
back.
missed you. So welcome back.
Thank you.
How was your experience? Because I got to tell you,
Oh,
everybody bated breath. They were waiting for you to get back. Tell me.
I cannot wait to talk all about Japan. So the FAM was amazing. JNTO, Japan National Tourism, was amazing. Did so many fun things. The pictures that I shared with you here are when our time in Kyoto, and we got to dress up in our kimonos and take a wonderful picture. We also got to have a dinner with geisha, and that picture with
Wow.
Mount Fuji is from my hotel room, which happens to be the hotel that we offer as our pre and post cruise packaging. Literally, I could see Mount Fuji from my window, and I took that
Okay.
with my
Okay.
phone from
I'm
my
stopping you.
hotel
I'm
room.
stopping you. You're such a show off, Marsha. And you were working. How much do you love what you do? It's not a job.
Ah, I
It's a
love what I do. I'm so happy that we're back and back to cruising and back to selling and getting people back on their vacation. So Japan is
super excited.
waiting for Diamond Princess. They're
I
so
know.
excited to have Princess back. It was a
And we're
wonderful
thrilled to
experience.
be back. Thrilled.
Yes.
Japan is one of our family bucket list cruises. Jennifer, I call them life list, not bucket list, because bucket
Yes.
list, and at my age, that means your life is ending. We're not doing that. Not doing. By the way, Marsha, before we start, Lori, so happy that you had the opportunity to go to Japan,
Thank you,
Marsha.
Lori.
I know. How about thank you, Carmen, for letting her have that opportunity? Boy,
I,
you
I
and Mrs. Bayo, Dana got to go too, and I have yet gotten
yeah.
an introduction to Scott Baio. So I'm waiting for it. Hopefully that'll be her thank you.
We owe you. We owe you, Carmen.
So today is not about this. Today is about our world cruise, but that means you got to come back and do an immersive webinar about Japan, right? We just
We are
have to.
ready.
That's the minimal way we say thank you for this incredible hospitality and
Yes,
to honor Diamond Princess coming back. I think that would be an
absolutely.
amazing thing. So you're on the hot seat, can't wait. But
I'm
before
ready.
we move on to talk about today, I'd be remiss if I don't say happy birthday to Taryn. Our very own Taryn is celebrating
Oh,
a
happy
birthday
birthday,
today.
Taryn.
And why is that important to you, our travel partners? Because she's the one that handles all the registration. I know Joe gets all the glory, and sometimes Jeremy and Brandon, but Taryn actually handles all of the registrations to make sure everything we do in our webinars go well as Seminar at Seas and all sorts of stuff. So happy birthday to
Sharon.
So princesspartners.com. We told you, I sat here, and actually in the last webinar, Marsha, you weren't here, but I said, we don't do love on one day, Valentine's Day.
Right.
We
Right.
don't do that. That is for, I don't like this word, but I'm going to say it anyway, neophytes. Okay. We don't do love for 1 month. At Princess, love, it is in our DNA. It is what
Every
we're
day.
made of. Nobody can only love people as much as they want to. It is us. We are the love boat. We want your guests to come feel the love. So I told you starting March 1st, we were going to introduce everything to help you. We're going to show you our love by giving you tools and ways to sell more. Not just with Connect with Princess that we have our webinar series and now with coffee chats, but we have opened up princesspartners.com. Okay. And what does that mean? So I think I've got to share it because folks are asking me, well, why do we need princesspartners.com? And you introduce Princess Partners, what is all of this? I said, well, the word partner should say it. We're going to put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to make sure that we're giving you everything you need. It's our commitment to you to continue to partner. We launched Princess Partner Support Team. So this is just the other iteration. So why is it so important, right? So folks are telling me, we know we can go to onesourcecruises.com. That's great. That means you're engaged. But there are some partners that haven't worked with us before. They don't, or agency owners that have never cruised with us or booked us. And therefore they want to know, well, how do we engage with you? So
Yes.
besides the Princess Partner team, right? And there's your contact info. You guys know partner support at princesscruises.com. There's your advisor phone number. So if you've got a dedicated number, a dedicated email. We launched that in January 16th. As a matter of fact, Lisette Russian, the director, was our very first guest when we did the coffee chats with Carmen because I wanted everybody. Cheryl, thank you. You are so amazing, Cheryl. Princess Partners is awesome. Every one of them is top notch. Made my life so much easier. By the way, Cheryl, thank you. Thank you. You got quoted and you have made us look so good with Pace to Plus and Princess Plus and Premier. And I got to thank you because that was third-party endorsement, which we truly appreciate. So Princess Partners, very much there. So princesspartners.com is just an iteration of it, okay? We're going to talk about what you can do. Seminars at Sea. This is a big one, right? So
Huge.
launch
Lots of pre-registration questions about this. So here it is,
Yes.
guys.
How many folks? Tell me how many. I mean, it was like we launched it and we had so many requests. So I need you all to be really, really patient because I will tell you, I've got some cheat sheets here, okay? About Seminar at Sea, just so that we don't get desperate, right? We need to manage your expectation because from the moment we included it on March 2nd's newsletter, we haven't been able to keep up.
Right.
It's open. This is all, even though it's Seminar at Sea, Marsha, it's part of our love fest, right? We're coming out to you, our travel partners. We're tired of being in a coma from the pause and being hibernating in our homes. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to be front and center. We're coming to you. We're going to engage you. We want to hear from you. We want to help you. But the best way to feel the love is to really come aboard. I'm going to throw that in there. I know it's such a we're expecting you, right? So you got to get on the Seminars at Sea because that way you are not just looking at the hardware, you're feeling the software. What makes us so unique? It's the magic sauce, right? It's what I want to bottle. But there's a few items, and of course it's her birthday, so Taryn wanted to make sure that I was on message. Guest information can be added and edited. So once you've booked, if you got to make changes, you can do it up to 2 weeks prior to embarkation date. Costs are listed as true per person rates, regardless of how many are sailing in the stateroom. And if the second person isn't a travel partner, you're gonna, because of you. So you need to leverage that kind of relationship, right? They'll get that same incredible rate. Do not reach out inquiring about the status of your approval because you're gonna get approved. Take a deep breath. This is gonna be a win-win. We will find more space if we need to because this is how bullish I am on this program and getting folks to try and experience our brand. Truly. So the entire team is actively reviewing the request. There are hundreds of them. I'm not going to tell you the exact amount, but it blew me away and I'm so excited. I want to thank Terry. She did a lot of work with the team to get this done. It'll take a few days. Just be patient. Take a deep breath. We will come out to you. Okay. An email with your booking information will be sent to you once you're booked. So wait for it, because we don't actually do the booking. That's another team. So you're going to get on. Don't you worry. Any of the requests should be done via email. So don't call in. Don't call Princess Partner Support. Don't call in because they don't have the information. If you do it by email, I have an entire team clearing emails, okay? We cannot add cruise tours, okay? Or coordinate additional travel plans. So if you want to extend your stay or you want to book a back-to-back cruise, you need to do that independently. I want to make sure this is really focused on education and a seminar. Queen of Fun Travel. I'm so excited. Can we
Love
change it
that
to
name.
Princess of Fun Travel? Just kidding. Also, it states on the submission form as well, if an accessible stateroom is required, it must be requested from the access office via email after you've received your booking number. Okay, so those are just a few housekeeping, right? I wanted to do it because I didn't think this was going to be so well received, and I'm super excited about it, right? So I'm very, very excited. By the way, printnesspartners.com, just so you know, we launched the page March 1st. Again, our commitment to you, part of our Love Fest, really incredible. So are the Seminar Cs, part of the Love Fest. There's the registry code, the QR code of the dates that we are going to be. Some of our Love Fest events are on board on the
Yep,
beautiful. I know you're on a couple of them, Marcia, and
I
some of
am.
yours is escorting. Our business development managers are escorting Love Fest if it's on our ship. But we also have some land based in different cities throughout the country. By the way, more dates coming. We're just giving you the first. So every time we do a webinar, there'll be a new iteration of dates available for you because we want you to come. And part of the next webinar series, we're going to go deep into princesspartners.com and what it can do for you and why we created that, to get new advisors, new agency owners to learn about our brand. If you're afraid of engagement, I know some people are afraid of commitment. I know I was, and here we're going on what, 30 years?
Right.
You too can engage and commit. But we're gonna let you date us first, and that's what that's all about. So again, I left that a little while because I want to make sure everybody registers and they'll go through it. We'll have a deeper dive because I got to give a shout out to my good friend, Anthony Viciana, your colleague, counterpart, director
Yep.
of the, because when I got here, and can you believe it? It's been 11 months already, Marcia. Oh, I can't believe
I
it.
know you've almost had a year, almost an anniversary.
I did 3 months. I know I have an anniversary Monday. Did you hear about it? 30 years. I call them
I
in double
did.
dog years, 186. I don't know if that math's right, but it works for me. So princesspartners.com was really a passion play that Anthony, when I got here, I said, what kind of initiatives, like you did empowerment funding, right, for our
Yes.
team,
Uh-huh.
which or you've been waiting for 5 years to get that done. And he said the same thing about this. And I said, well, tell me what it's about. He goes, it's really simple. It's engaging partners that are new to selling our brand that might not have gone ahead and registered at onesourcecruises.com for whatever reason. The world has changed, folks. Pre-pause, pre-coma, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to use that C word anymore. But in 2019, it was a different landscape for our agency distribution channel. It just was. So
Yes.
today it's very different. So we want to reach out and have folks learn about the brand without having to have that commitment. Everything you can access here is really, really important, right? It's geared to those agencies that have never booked with us, don't know about us. We want to go ahead and educate you. Really important and really what makes us special. That's what this is about. It talks about the Medallion Class experience. So you're going to download and see everything. It pays to Plus Flyer, which, by the way, it does pay to Plus. And we've talked about that, and I will do it ad nauseum. Today's not the day. And then all of our program flyers are there. So you're gonna have access to everything that our partners get when they're on onesourcecruises.com, but you haven't had to register. Who sails with us? So your demographics, our groups program, our loyalty program at sea, which is the best in the business, okay? And then again, how do you grow your business with us? Connect webinars, so we also let you have access to that. And the Princess Academy, dare I say, okay, which is award winning, right? I was in December. Sorry, Marcia. You got Japan. I got New York City in the winter. Oh, and we won the award for best advisor training. So I'm very, very
Yes.
proud of the team. And again, who's your new business development manager? Because if you haven't been training with us or part of the web, you know that we did an entire paradigm shift, okay? An entire ability to do a restructure. So we're so excited. So we want you to know who your business development manager is. And princesspartners.com, by the way, you don't have to register. You don't have to log in. We'll give you everything that's available to you, whether it's our referral program, best military, you name it. Okay. So if you want more, just we'll let you get more. So once you put a toe in the water, is that what we want to say? I don't
Yes.
swim, put my toe in the water. I
Yes.
normally float, but put a toe in the water. And then if you see, oh my God, I want to access Polar Online, our booking, by the way, best in the business, our booking engine. This is the way and access everything, plus add on to newsletters and really get to know everything that makes us really the best in the business,
Yeah.
right? And
And marketing. Marketing, there's so much more to
101,
learn.
101, there it is. So all our digital flyers, ads, our trade marketing team does a great job. And Joe, Brandon, really making sure we give you all the videos, everything you need in that travel advisor center, right? So again, onesourcecruises.com, but that's why we launched princesspartners.com. So if you're not registered, you get to kind of see what you're missing. And hopefully we can get them to engage, right? Marsha,
Yep.
what are your
Yep.
thoughts? Because I love to talk.
Well, also I want to call it that it's optimized for mobile. I actually often go onto OneSource on my cell phone, and it's very easy to use. It fits well into the mobile app. Nothing gets cut off, so you can also access on your phone.
One stop shopping.
Yep.
Right? Get to everything, even the booking engine. Phenomenal. And I know we have a couple experts. So at this point, we are going to talk about, oh, so exciting, our 2025 World Cup. I can't think 24, Crystal, let alone 25. But Crystal's joining us, as is Denise. Okay, we're talking the dynamic duo. Okay, so Crystal's our senior director. You've been with us before. It's not your first time, Crystal, right?
No, I'm so
30
happy to be here.
years.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you and I anniversary. You 30 years in happiness, the princess, and me 30 years of,
I
well,
know, I started when I was 12, so just keep that in mind, right?
I will remember that, my friend. So I know you, I mean, this is like, talk about destination. It's in your DNA, and you're an expert. I know you've presented on our Connect with Princess webinar series, and you've done a great job of really immersing us in destinations. But today, it's all about 2025 World Cruise, and I'll hand it over to you. And I know you're going to introduce your partner in crime, so to speak.
Yeah, thank you so much. And hello everyone out there. I'm really happy to be here again, and I'm really excited about our world cruise as well for 2025. I know 2025 sounds like so far away, but it's not really. Like, let's be realistic. Time goes by so quickly. And what's really exciting is that the 2025 world cruise is actually our longest itinerary ever. Ever.
Yeah.
Right. So in all of this here historical time, this is the longest time. And who wouldn't want to spend more time on one of our beautiful princess ships? Now, the itinerary is extremely special, and we know that we're going to have on a world cruise, we have this really great balance of destinations and sea days. So with us today is also our expertise in entertainment. So Denise Savis is let's see if I can get
She's
these.
in the studio
There
with
she
me.
is.
There she
Yeah, there's
is.
Denise.
And for
Hey,
our
look at there's
travel
Denise.
partners, there she is. I handed control over to Crystal. That's very hard for me to do. Let me just go on. But Denise is actually in studio with. I thought you were going to do like a little song and
a little
dance number.
intro. Maybe
Tap
I'll save
dance.
the outro.
I can't wait. I thought we were going to a little Jackson. While we were rehearsing, she was doing it all over. I wish I had my cell phone. I could have recorded it. So it's all you ladies, and I'm so excited. And by the way, Denise needs to know. I wish I had her job. I mean, really.
I
This
know.
is
I
like,
don't.
I'm a
Denise has got
frustrated
the.
entertainer. Maybe she'll hire me. Who knows, Marsha? Your wish might come true, Marsha. Crazy. All you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, sorry. What's happening? Sorry, we're having technical difficulties here.
It's always technical. Denise will tell you that. And by the way, you know how many things I have that are technical? You can't imagine. If you can't do it, they can bring it back to me, and I can easily do that for you.
So maybe, let's see, maybe Joe could help us out here for 1 second. We're just having a little bit
Yeah.
of difficulties here in my home. Talk amongst yourselves, everyone. Let's see.
Oh, I love that. How are you, Denise?
I'm great.
How's
I'm
it-
so happy to be here. It's my first time hanging with you, Carmen
can't
and
believe it.
Marsha. I'm really honored to be with you guys.
Did they
this hour.
prepare you?
I
Thank
don't
you
think I
for
could ever
joining
get
us.
prepared to have an hour with Carmen, but
And well, we have a yin yang thing going. They love Marsha because she actually has a way of calming me.
oh, okay.
She's called the Carmen Whisperer.
Okay.
Remember that?
You know, oh, thank you, Carmen, for not calling me a wet blanket.
Ah, I did not mean that. That was a travel partner that said that. How horribly rude is that? Okay. I would never call you that because you're the yin to my yang. We need Marsha to balance my acute energy. You told me you were just on the Enchanted,
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say, it looks like we got the Discovery behind us, but sister ship, of course. Enchanted Princess. I was on Enchanted this morning here in Fort Lauderdale. She's
Beautiful.
just about to set sail for her European season, so it's her last day today in Fort Lauderdale.
So
Had the
fantastic.
and Commodore Nash is on board, so it was really
Wow.
wonderful. You had some of your travel partners on,
Yes.
and it was really a great day on board. And I'm sure maybe during the webinar we'll hear the Love Boat horn because our office is so close to the
Yes.
port.
Oh,
Oh, I would
hearing
love
that.
that. It's right there, and I haven't seen the Enchanted. Shame on me. So I said to her, "Oh, okay, I'll see it next time." She goes, "Nope, it's on the way to Europe. You missed the opportunity. I gotta
Oh,
wait till the fall." I'm like, "Because they've got me in a studio. What do you think? You know, that's what
Yeah.
it's all about." So super excited about as we wait, because obviously we're going to talk about 2025 World Cruise. I love
Yes.
World Cruises, and the biggest thing in World Cruises that I see consumers want is entertainment, right? How do you keep them
Planning.
engaged?
Yes. So I mean, and especially Island Princess with over 115 ports, 116 ports, right?
Wow,
Or days
116.
rather. And so right now we thankfully have the Island Princess on her world
Right.
cruise. And
Yes.
so it's a lot of fun to plan. We get to taste every single destination, culture, region, but it keeps us on our toes.
That has to be
World
a
Cruise,
major planning effort. Major.
it's not for the faint of heart. It is a
No.
big commitment. It takes years to prep, right? And Crystal's rebooting. I love that. So
Okay.
she's rebooting and it's always tech. Oh my God, Joe, that's me. I feel so much better. Crystal, you're my new best friend because there's always something technical. On the way here, my tire pressure came up. Oh, and I got to share. I'm so sad, Marsha. My carpet bracelet, I went to get it this morning and it wasn't there. You know, I don't leave home without it.
What do you mean it wasn't there? It was missing?
It wasn't there. I lost it. I don't know where it was. Probably in Vegas with you. Who knows?
Uh-oh.
I don't know because it probably magnetized to you, probably because you were back from Japan all full of energy and rubbing it in, you know. But it's okay. Now I'm super sad, but it's these are first world problems. I'll just
Oh,
have to
you'll find
face
it.
She's back. No, we missed you.
Oh my gosh.
Bring her back. I can't do
Oh
it.
no, I'm good. Let me talk itineraries.
I
Crystal
love
and
it.
I spent a lot of time together
I
through the
love it.
pause. We tried to stay connected with our guests and our colleagues, and so this just feels like another webinar, Princess Connect.
I know. I think I saw you more during the pause on video than I did when we were actually not in pause. But no, but Denise's team do such a great job of, there's so many facets to her team, keeping, all of us linked together, all of us connected, as well as like what our guests experience on board our ships. It's just always so impressive. So, we're happy to have you here today as well with us to do, Denise.
Yeah, and there's nothing I love more than planning a world cruise.
Right? Right? Doesn't
I'm gonna up that. I want to sail on a world cruise.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like one of my dreams, right? I mean, if Marsha would just give me some time off, I could go for 115 days, either 25.
Oh,
Well, like, who would know? Who? Maybe you don't even know. Perhaps I'm on the world cruise right now. You just don't know, right?
that's true. That's
But I
true.
love the rainbow. All you.
All right. Well, I know everyone's anxiously awaiting some of our details on the world cruise. So I'm going to go over a few of our itinerary details and what to expect in some of the different ports of call. And, like we said, it's 116 days. And we have 51 different destinations throughout this cruise. So that means there's over 65 days at sea. And that's why Denise is going to give us some of the details about what to do when our guests are not out there exploring all the different ports of call. So let's get started and look at the kind of the big picture map here. As you can see, this is covering the entire width and breadth of the world. So we've designed this so that you can sail round trip from North America, either leaving from Fort Lauderdale on January 5th or leaving from Los Angeles on January 20th. Or you can do the shortcut and leave from Los Angeles and leave the ship in Fort Lauderdale. That's also an option that we have open for sale. So
Carmen.
essentially, it's the same exact itinerary, whether you go from LA or whether you go from Fort Lauderdale. It's just that, oh yeah, thank you, Julie. Wow, amazing. I'm really excited about it as well. It's just that Panama Canal portion is you'll either do that first if you go from Fort Lauderdale, or you do it last if you go from LA. right? So that all makes sense. So let's get into some of the details on each of these segments. So the first segment, when you come from Fort Lauderdale, we'll stop in LA. We'll pick up all of our guests out of Los Angeles, and then we sail down through the Pacific and the South Pacific. And who here likes wine? Anyone? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have to do
Two hands
double.
up for Denise.
Because I like
Nice.
red and white. I like both, so I have to
Yeah.
put both hands up.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. Well, I like to call like some of these destinations down here in New Zealand as like this is like our wine specialty ports of call. So in the town of Picton, this is on the South Island of New Zealand, and this is known as the Marlborough region. So there's a beautiful wine trail out there. They have wonderful Sauvignon Blancs, and then outside of Melbourne is the Yarra Valley, and that's where you get some beautiful Pinot Noirs. Melbourne is one of those great cities that I say it's got three of my favorite things: chocolate, coffee, wine, and a fourth one would be the tennis, right? Yeah, love
Yum.
wine. Yes, who doesn't love wine? So it's a those are some great excursions you can do along the way. But also on on this leg of the World Cruise, you'll visit the charming little town of Napier. And if we have this included on many of our itineraries that go out of Australia for New Zealand. And this is just a very charming town that's known for all of the Art Deco architecture. The town itself was actually completely demolished in like 1931 due to an earthquake, and they essentially rebuilt this town and all this beautiful Art Deco detail. So it's something unique that you don't really see on any other destination in this part of the world. So definitely that's a highlight on this leg. In addition, on this leg, we'll have late evening calls in Honolulu, Melbourne, and in Sydney. So it's a great way to get ashore, spend more time ashore, make those dinner reservations in some of the best restaurants in these parts of the world as well. So that's our first part of the leg. And then from there, the ship is going to sail through Fiordland National Park, one of the most beautiful places in the world, UNESCO World Heritage Site, as well as arriving, as we said, into Sydney. And if anybody experiencing a trip into Sydney, sailing in and out of Sydney Harbor is definitely a life list
Beautiful.
experience,
It's
right?
Yeah.
And you saw
Absolutely.
that, another great excursion you saw on my intro slide. I got the opportunity to do the bridge climb in Sydney several years ago, and that's just really, really cool. Like that, you
Yeah,
have to
I'm
do.
afraid of heights. I got an opportunity to, and I said, no, thank you. I'll watch everybody else. Oh my God.
Well, when I did it, there was a woman that was celebrating her 82nd birthday in front of me to do it, and I said, "Well, I guess I got to do it."
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Okay.
another highlight. Okay, so then
Beautiful.
from Australia, the ship will go around the south part of Australia, stopping in Adelaide into Perth, and then it'll do the crossing across the Indian Ocean. This is a nice stretch of ocean, picking up some great destinations like Bali, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and Colombo. There we have a full day in order to run tours into Kandy. We also make a stop up there in the Arabian Peninsula for an overnight in Dubai, as well as a call to Salalah, which is famous for the frankincense trees and the frankincense trail. And then also exciting as you sail into the Red Sea and through the Suez Canal into the Mediterranean. Before that, we make a stop in Aqaba, which is for the ruins of Petra, for the archaeological site. And what's kind of great about this leg is that you get this contrast of, really modern cities like Dubai and Singapore up against some of these, ancient sites like Petra. Again, another lifeless destination.
I love
And
this.
typically, this call to Aqaba in Jordan, this is usually one of our opportunities really to see the ruins of Petra. So because of its geographical location, it's usually always included on our world cruise, and we know this is one of the favorite destinations.
Hey,
So one,
Crystal, there's a question for you.
sure.
Going My Way Travel Inspiration wants to know, does Princess offer any cruises through Napier during Art Deco Festival?
Good question. I'll have to get
Hmm.
back to you on that.
Okay.
I
We'll
can't
check
recall.
into
I
it
can't
for you.
recall when those dates are, but that's a great question.
Okay. Thank you.
We do have a limit, just as a point of interest, is that our larger ships, the Royal class ships, do sometimes have a hard time getting into Napier because of their size. So we often don't include it on those itineraries, but our
Hmm.
smaller ships like the Grand Princess and the Coral typically will include it. So just
Okay.
as a
Thank you.
point. But Thank you for that question.
Mhm.
So then when we get into the Mediterranean, this is where all the fun happens. Well, it's fun the whole cruise, but this is where we get a lot because of the density of all the destinations. We can do port after port after port after port, right? And in particular, we're very excited this year to have our return to Egypt. So we'll be making a full day call into Alexandria, Egypt. We haven't been there for many, many years.
That's
And
exciting.
yeah, exactly. And that's that. It's a full day call. It is a 3-hour drive from the port into Cairo and into the pyramids. So keep that in mind. We want everybody out on those excursions. It's just they do an amazing job, you know, keeping everybody organized and together and to really maximize all the experiences in Cairo and at the pyramids. And then in addition, we'll make a call into Ashdod for tours into Jerusalem as well as Haifa into the Sea of Galilee region and Nazareth. And then from there, we head into the Aegean Sea where we'll make calls at Rhodes. Patmos is another destination, a charming Greek island that we haven't been to in several years. So we're happy to include that on the itinerary. And also, one of my favorite destinations is Volos, which provides us access to the monasteries of Medjugorje. So we have a picture of that. I know it's one of those places that picture speaks 1,000 words. When you see it, you think, "Oh, that's cool. I really want to go there." So this leg kind of picks up some of those destinations that we typically don't include on many of our Europe itineraries. And then we have 2 new maiden calls, a call to Bar Montenegro and to Taranto, Italy, which is right there at the sole of the foot of Italy, you can see. And then we head into the Western Mediterranean. So this is very port intensive, really great experiences. Everything kind of complements. It's got kind of like a Holy Land theme to it
Beautiful.
with Egypt and Jerusalem and some really great full day experiences. And these are the kind of places that I used to be a former shore excursion manager, so I do have some biases. But these are the kind of places you really want to be on an organized shore excursion because you want to gain that knowledge. There's so much to see, so much to do in such a short amount of time that you really want to, maximize. And there's many of these places along the way, like Dubrovnik is a place, you could certainly walk around on your own. Perhaps, when our guests are making those decisions, they can balance out those experiences to take the full day tours and places like Ephesus and Jerusalem and Cairo, and then have some leisurely time in some of the smaller, closer destinations. So that's
Wow. I can only
I
say
know, right?
wow. I'm in. Oh,
So
I'm
great. And then from the Eastern Mediterranean and the Aegean Sea, we come around to Rome, of course. We'll make a stop there, and then kind of head out through the Western Mediterranean, stopping along the French Riviera, including Villefranche, Marseille, where we run tours into Provence. Again, great wine region, beautiful part of Europe. And then as we head out from the Mediterranean, we'll hit Casablanca, some of the islands as we cross the Atlantic. Now I know that there's a question about sea days. So I did some counting, and this is the longest stretch of sea days, which is 8 days. Right. So everywhere else on these stretches of sea days, it's between 5 and 6 days. When we get into the Mediterranean, a lot of those ports are back to back. But this stretch between Las Palmas and Fort Lauderdale is the longest stretch of 8 days. So people that are getting on in Fort Lauderdale, that's your time to relax. So
Right,
you've got a
right.
whole week
You're gonna need
after that,
it.
right? You're
Oh,
gonna need it. You're gonna
Those are your
that's
absolutely.
spa
something
days. Spend your time in the spa.
Yes, 8
spectacular.
days of solid spa days. And then the last leg, so if your guests are getting off in Fort Lauderdale after they've done all this European cruise, and that last leg will be a Panama Canal cruise. So that gets our guests. So if you start off in LA, you'll do this leg at the last part of your cruise. If you start off in Fort Lauderdale, you'll do this as the first part of the cruise. And so, of course, stopping in all of the great destinations like Cartagena, Costa Rica, which is another favorite.
Pura vida, pura vida. I just
Crystal,
Yeah.
did
there's a
that.
question about what does the blue dot mean versus the red dot? I think,
So let's go
yeah,
back to one of the maps. I think
okay.
the blue, let's see. The
The
blue
next one, I think.
dot means that we have a late sail. So
Okay,
sorry, I got that backwards. The red dot means that the ship is staying late into the evening. So in this map that we're looking at right now, we do have a late sail in Cartagena. So again,
got
that's
it.
another exciting opportunity to see some of the old city. And then the stars indicate where the start and end ports of the cruise are.
Great,
And
thank you.
with this size ship with Island Princess, what I love about Island Princess is that she's she's small enough to be still considered a small ship, and she can go through the original Panama Canal locks versus the new locks. But she's also large enough that if you need to get away from somebody, then you've got a little bit of space on a long cruise.
In 116 days, you might just have that happen.
Yeah, you might just need to, find a quiet corner, for island. But speaking of, the ship itself, I think, this is an amazing destination-rich world cruise, but we know that's a long time for our guests to be spending, a long time together. So how are we going to keep them entertained? And I think Denise has got some really great programs that she wants to talk about for this world cruise.
Great, thank you, Crystal. Yes, spectacular destinations, and we definitely love planning a world cruise and all of its intricacies. And so we just wanted to share a couple of highlights, so for you all and for guests to understand what that might look like both in port days and on sea days. So first and foremost, this slide here showing our production show lineup. Traditionally, on any of our Princess ships, we have between 3 and 4 production shows for a 7 or a 9-day itinerary. But we have 15 production shows that we add on for any world cruise. So every 5 or 6 days or so, we're presenting a brand new production show with our cast, which we're known for our production shows at Princess,
Right.
many award winning. It's at the forefront of our entertainment experience. And so really diverse portfolio, everything from our Broadway lovers and incredible Broadway music with our singers, dancers, and of course our live orchestra, to some of our more modern musicals like The Secret Silk, which really tells the tale of an ancient Japanese folk tale. So it's incredible the array of diversity that our cast are going to learn and present to
Dance
our guests.
Fever, I'm in. Cast me for that. I think I was part of the John Travolta original. I gotta tell, how do you prepare the team? Because that is right there. You're looking at an amazing array of different type of talent and different type of genres. It's got to take them forever to prepare.
Yeah, so the cast on board will learn about half of the shows up front, and then we typically change casts, and they will come in with the second set of shows. And so usually on any world cruise, you'll have 2 casts on board to get to know. And not only do they perform the production shows, but they host a lot of our onboard activities. So you'll see in the next slide, we have a lot of enriching activities to sort of fill the day and the sea days. If we can move to the next slide, perfect. So what else in addition to production shows are going to entertain you? And so I think the first thing is that all of our guest entertainers that we book, there'll be close to 80 guest entertainers on this length of a world cruise. And that's everything from award-winning musicians, vocalists, magicians and magic makers, impressionists. So there'll be a huge portfolio of additional guest entertainer talent that will, enhance the experience every night in the Princess Theater. But we also really want to celebrate the unique destinations that we're sailing to. And so in about 10 of our ports of call, the ones that Crystal was mentioning that have later sails like Singapore and Honolulu, we'll bring on folkloric shows. So local entertainers to share more of the culture and enriching experiences that is a part of that region. And so they'll come on and they'll have sort of like an early evening performance. On the top left, you see there, our dancers from Honolulu will come on and teach classes, but then they'll also give a presentation for our guests. And then a wide array of musicians and soloists. We're really known also at Princess for our live music portfolio. That's a big part of who we are at Princess. It's not just a pre-recorded playlist. Right. We really want local artisans to perform and to enrich the onboard experience. And so everything from our orchestra, our live orchestra that play that back all of the production shows, our steel pan players, our violinists, the whole wide array of party bands, pop bands. So all of that will be on board, of course, throughout the entirety of the voyage. Wow. And then more to the sea
I had to wow that because, that is monumental, especially authenticity and the genuine, and having that cultural immersion brought on board the ship is just, it's taking it to an attention to detail to a whole new level.
Yeah, it's a big part of the onboard experience.
Fantastic.
So then here you'll see these are the other activities, right? So more of the daytiming and or regional events. So everything from big celebration sail away parties from our major destinations along the way, especially when the weather's nice and warm. We want all of our guests up on deck dancing, enjoying live music.
I'll take it.
And really, again, getting in the spirit of a traditional sailaway. It's very unique to sail away from a destination on a cruise ship and wave goodbye to that port and look forward to the next one. And so we really amp up our sailaway celebrations. We also celebrate what we call festivals of the world. So we have unique programming in terms of music, arts and crafts. And I know you're going to get to food at the end of the presentation, but food is a big part of it. And so it's our Festivals of the World program. So we'll celebrate, Matariki Festival, or we'll celebrate across the ditch when we go to New Zealand and bring to life all of those local cultures. Yes. Everything from lei making, hula classes, ukulele classes, local-based arts and crafts. We'll do language. We'll often bring on enrichment presenters for language classes. We'll have naturalists. So, for example, when we go through the UNESCO site, right, we'll have an enrichment presenter certified to come on and navigate that part of the world cruise. Trivia, sports, all that other fun stuff. So tons of stuff to keep you busy. But the biggest part is the staff on board, the entertainment team, the musicians, the cruise staff, the production cast, right? Really connecting, forming those relationships so that
I have a newfound respect for you, because this is, listen, world cruises are hard enough. A regular cruise is hard enough to keep our guests entertained. I don't think 116 days could cover this. I mean, it's just super impressive.
Well, the photo on the bottom right shows you that's right now happening on the Island Princess on the current world cruise. So that is our culinary demonstration where our director of restaurant operation, cruise director, our executive chef on board Island Princess come together a few times throughout the voyage to do local cooking classes. So they'll share, that leg of the journey, a cooking class, some of the featured recipes that are in our dining rooms, and making a great time.
Festivals, you're training me here. I love it. I'm getting educated. Festivals of the world. I'm learning everything about world cruise, the authenticity of it, the genuine, listen, this is a people-to-people business, right? Correct. It's all about personal relationships, and to have encounters with these kind of, ambassadors and destination experts, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I think that is, and to have it aboard a ship where you are romantically being traveled and given and really served up, and may I say, on a silver platter with a little tiara for princess, this is something, if I'm a travel partner, I'd be on, who you're, by the way, they don't have to be retired, folks. People work from home, and we've got amazing Wi-Fi. Yes. You can work, if I could only get it approved. Like Al and Marsha.
Marsha's on the world cruise right now.
We could go together, Carmen. Carmen, you can leave from Fort Lauderdale, and I'll leave from LA.
I love it. And we can do some of these webinars from on board. I love it.
Yes. Don't forget to pick me up.
On that last slide, I just wanted to share real quick, the enrichment part is so important. And so everything from ambassadors, Maori ambassadors, Hawaiian ambassadors. So those who literally live in the destination will come on for 5 or 10 days, that segment of the world cruise, and will enhance the onboard experience. We also have partnerships with Discovery Network. And so we get a lot of our, like-minded interests, right? So it's one thing to talk about culture and destinations, but what else is top of mind, and how do we have enriching conversations on board? Enrichment is a big, big part, and our entirety celebrity speaker series is really a big part of the onboard entertainment product. So
that's a wow. I mean, it really is a wow, right? Because I just said, how are they going to come programming, And I know we have the Island Princess doing it, so I know we've been successful, but this is the longest one we've ever done. So it's about, I'm loving it. You've seen, we have woken up. So if I'm a travel partner, when I think about bridge lectures, ballroom instructors, Marsha, I know this is your passion, groups, right? Yeah. Having groups on board. I think it's fantastic. But I think we can really, again, you can work from a ship. We have amazing, that. Is there still afternoon tea? That's a great question.
Yes, of course there's afternoon tea. That's one of my favorite things to go to.
Yeah, exactly.
When I'm working on board, I love it. Yes, there's afternoon tea on all of our princess ships, definitely on the world.
I was on the Caribbean Princess with my family, and they did afternoon tea. So I said, can we have some wine with that tea? But it's okay. They said, why don't you have a little teas with your wine, Carmen? Just go to tea and behave yourself. But it was wonderful, because that's a very unique thing. A lot of ships don't do that anymore.
No.
Right? No. It takes a lot of effort to orchestrate the culinary, which brings it. Okay, Crystal took wine. Thank you very much. Now we know who the VIP is. She gets wine, Marsha, and I get dining, which is just as good.
What's in your
even better? Which is it's only water. It's H2O. Attilio takes care of me. So specialty dining experiences on board. So really, when you think of what we do just in a regular cruise, this is like over the top. If you could just imagine you're doing a world cruise and having the amazing feast at Sabatini's. I mean, think about it. If you're in that Italian part of World Cruise, how much more authentic, right? I absolutely love the experience that's dining, right? So I want to talk about, because this is the part that's really important for our travel partners, right? By the way, just like wine, just like destination, as a matter of fact, for over 40 years, when you survey consumers, what is the number one reason they travel? Number one reason they travel. It's destination. It's to meet people. And this 116 days serves that up, where you will check off not just the destination, but the cultural immersion, the dining experiences. It's all about enveloping you. I like to say it's when you step aboard, you're in the embrace of that princess family on board, right? And to do it for 116 days is a dream come true. So to book
27 countries.
full
Wow.
world cruise by May 31st, 2020, $500 onboard spending money, airfare, specialty dining, Princess Plus amenities, which is pretty fantastic. Obviously, you can say that in their Princess Captain Circle up to $1,000 per person, the 5% future cruise credit. I was asking the team about that, okay? And then I got an experience. I asked what liner voyages were, because I thought they're segments, and I said, no, we have the branding on it, and liner voyages are the segments, right? But we first sell the full world cruise. So I want everybody to know that. That is the critical part, because this is a very high value guest that really wants a certain stateroom, and they need it throughout the whole voyage. So I highly recommend you get out there. It's open now. We're open. It's it. We've announced it. It's open for sale. That's why the timing on this was so critical to make sure. But I'm going to ask Crystal and That's Entertainment, Denise, to stand by, because we know we have questions from everybody, and I want to make sure that I focus on some of our top deals. So this is an interesting thing. I always like to give some insider insights and some special, salesy kind of tips. So we are finding more than ever, our booking window is close in. Don't misunderstand me. It's far out too. We're just talking about 2025 World Cruise, right? But I just wanted to highlight these, because when I looked at these top cruise deals with our commercial team, I said to Marcia, someone made an error here. How do you do $199 on a 4-day voyage? I'm not going to say it, but that sounds like a price for one of our sister brands, right? I was in shock. And mean no offense, because they own us, but that's not the point. The Pacific Wine Country, 6 days, folks, $240. I can't. And then when I looked at the Hawaii, 15 days, we still have time. These are the cruises I want you to, if you know the clientele that you have that can get away, again, they can work from the ship, so don't worry about that. And then look at the 16-day Panama Canal. So we gave you the one date in March, but also those Aprils. And then the new solo traveler rates for 2023, right? I think that's, we're giving you everything you need to know. And again, all of these deals, onesourcecruises.com, right?
Yes.
Very
and we're
important.
moving the solo rates up, because I think you guys have had problems being able to find them. So Joe is doing an excellent job of moving them up, so they'll be easier to find.
Yeah, so Joe, make sure that the onesourcecruises.com has the tiles of where we want you focused. And obviously, we all know, I've said it time and time again, when you think of us as the best cruise line in Alaska, nobody else, they visit Alaska. We live, breathe, eat, know Alaska. And when you look at it, you are recommending the best of the best. This is a long ways to go. And for some of your clients, they're going to go there once. Why would you put them anywhere else but with us? Award winning. And it is very unique on how we do it. Thank you, Tammy. She just secured her first group to Alaska on the grant for August 2024. Thank you very much. And by the way, we are open, right, in 24. So just make sure that you know that we still have space here. I'm giving you some early dates. It's the shoulder season. And then again, sell 3, sell 3. I have to talk about this because we ended this on Feb 28th. We had launched it, as you know. This is like our third iteration of it. But we're giving you till Monday, March 13th, okay, to register those new bookings, right? So let us know which they are. I mean, we've made this so easy for you. And yes, your free cruise is in a balcony veranda stateroom. So again, qualifying 2023 voyages. This is pretty spectacular.
And a reminder that those bookings don't have to sail for you to register to receive the free cruise. So don't wait until they have final paid or sailed. Register the fact that you have the bookings already by March 13th.
Correct. And that, then you can just, we'll follow, we'll know, and you'll know
Yeah.
when they're fully paid, and then that's it. Let's get you in there because, this has been a very, very successful incentive that we've done, and there will be more, but I need to get Terry and the team to first take a deep breath. And I'm not going to throw another one out there, but that's one of the things in Love Fest. We're going to create a different type of sell something, get something free. So look for it because absolutely. And then, by the way, I don't know about you, but our best sale ever, right? That was supposed to be our Wave offer. And, guess what? Wave is not a Ripple, ladies and gentlemen. There's
Not over at all.
So we're keeping the love going. We're keeping this going for you with the up to 40% cruise fares. You're going to see a lot of that. Come feel the love as our consumer. But again, $100 deposits ending May 2nd. Gotta love this. St. Patty's Day, luck of the Irish, right? Green beer and fun. How about I'm green with envy? Get them up there. You do not want your clients to miss out on this. $200 onboard spending on March 16th through March 20th. So giving you all of the pre. And then why it plays to plus, okay? Pays to plus. Do the math, okay? $60 per day, a savings of 54%. We talked about actually, I'm doing a shout out to James Schillinglaw with Insider Travel Report because he did an interview with me and I kept saying it pays to plus, it pays to plus. I don't want you getting all caught up with the much more part of it. 3 things our surveys with consumers said they wanted, okay, to make this a seamless, all-inclusive vacation. The beverage package, the Wi-Fi service ability, single device, and gratuities, crew appreciation. That's what Princess Plus includes. If you are not doing yourself or your clients a service, okay? And then I like to tell you, let's do the math. What's in it for you? More commission, and by the way, small amount at 12%, you're still making an extra $100 in commission. And all you have to do is say that. It pays the plus. And your client might say, what does plus mean? Plus means we're taking care of everything. And I think I like to say, I jokingly said, if you drink Mai Tais and you like Wi-Fi, it pays the plus. Because what you right? You see, you can still hire me. If not for entertainment purposes, because I can't pay it high enough, at least I could be I can do my own solo act.
We would.
You promise? See, folks, if this gig doesn't work out as I'm entering the year-long
We're
mark,
hiring.
amen. And my husband would love that. What a great anniversary gift. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be on the ship's goodbye. But it's really important to know. And now we've created this comparison chart. This is a big deal. When I got here, I said to Joe, why don't we serve ourselves up against competitors? Ours is the best in the industry. Don't listen to others. It's the first time we've included the comparison chart. Nobody wanted to go publicly with it. Folks, I'm taking the gloves off, okay? There's a whole bunch of imitators out there that saying they're the best in West, and they're the best in this, and they're the best. Their package is better than ours. No, it's not. No, it's not. We give you more. And this comparison, listen, it took months to get this research done. Download it. By the way, we don't say A, B, and C. We say brand. I'm not calling anybody out. I say brand N, brand R, and brand C. You can figure it out and do your own math. You need to know it pays the plus and that our bundling is the best in the business. And you're making commission on it up front, okay? Want you to know that. So we want to that was quick. We actually have time for Q&A. Joe.
Good job, Carmen.
No, I mean, I can't, but we never have time for Q&A.
Keep you on pace.
I'm loving that. By the way,
I'm coming back.
Just so you know, this is my not my rehearsal. What would I call it? Not an interview. I'm actually, Attilio would tell me, I'm not performing. Like
you're hosting?
No, you were interviewing
We're
me.
schmoozing? Oh, I'm interviewing you?
Yeah, no, you're interviewing like in entertainment. What do you call that? I'm going to
host,
not interview.
Entertain.
Oh, is it your
like
audition?
Audition.
Amen. And obviously I didn't get the job because she's like, okay, so I'm auditioning for you. I'm on my very best behavior, as Marsha knows. So in case you missed all of the codes, we're going to hold it on that. You got Love Fest 2023, Seminars at Sea, going fast, fast, fast. Sell 3, sale free. We showed you the comparison. By the way, one of the future webinars is going to delve deep into princesspartners.com, but also into that incredible bundling. It pays to plus and comparing. I am taking a risk here. I'm going out on a limb because that's how confident I feel that we have the very best offering in the industry, bar none, better than land-based vacations, with that horrible kind of terrible alcohol. They said, really? This is the best of the best. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of it. Okay, Q&A. So first one you sent, and this is interesting. Can we earn the sell free more than once, Marcia.
Absolutely. As long as you continue to sell 3. If you sell 6, you've got 2 cruises coming.
How can I find my BDM?
OneSource.com. I feel like I'm being quizzed. Is
Or
this a test?
you're auditioning to princesspartners.com too, right?
And princesspartners.com. You're absolutely right. Yep. If you haven't registered yet, you're right. princesspartners.com.
Okay, so we want questions for our amazing Crystal and Denise. So if our guests have any of those questions, let me know. Okay, is the Coral also doing a world cruise as well?
Yes. The core. So typically we do 2 world cruises a year, one based out of North America and the other one based out of Australia. So Coral Princess does the one, basically our summertime is our friends down under's winter. So we design a world cruise for them to sail round trip from Sydney. And that goes into Europe and different parts during the summer. So if you want to do, technically you could do 2 world cruises. You do the one on Island Princess and then fly down to Sydney and join the one in Sydney, and you can just world cruise all year long.
Okay, I am amazed. Drop the mic. You see how I did that for auditioning purposes? Okay, drop the mic. Crystal, 2 world cruises? Are we overachievers or what?
I know, right?
One in
Right?
of itself is impressive. 2.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my! Look
So
how fresh you look.
And Coral, so Coral has one in 2024, which is open for sale. And then watch this space because we'll be announcing a world cruise, the 2025 Australia World Cruise, quite soon. So that's a little
More
sneak
to
peek
love.
on that detail. So
More to love. Fantastic. Any other questions? Okay. Elwin, does a world cruise on Princess have any extras that are not on a regular cruise from an amenity? So I think you saw the slide, Elwin, that I talked about the onboard credits, if they're Captain Circle, the 5%. If they booked in advance. So we have a whole bunch of interesting amenities because it's a long, long cruise. But I got to be honest, again, it pays to plus. I highly recommend that. Having gone on board with 14 of my family members, trust me, some had Premier because I always have overachievers as well in the family. They just want to show off. And then the rest is plus my children. Okay. You're getting one device and that's it because they got like 20. But it was seamless. I was so impressed, truly impressed. So imagine on 116 days, it pays to plus. Elwin, you're going to be a star if your clients love that. Can clients choose to take segments of the cruise? So Bobby, I think we called those liners.
Yeah.
Liners, not linear, but liner. Is that right, Crystal?
Yes.
yeah, so we have some liner. So the world cruise is
That's
typically the
flat.
sum of all the parts, right? So I think Carmen, as you said at the beginning, we typically try to put all that inventory on the full world cruise, and then a liner is also considered if you get on in LA and off in Fort Lauderdale. And today there are some liners that are open for sale in Rome or Dubai, and then I think closer in, depending on the demand and how much of the inventory we fill, then the team might decide to open up some of the segments.
Yeah, I got to give you credit because number one, not just one world cruise, but 2 world cruises. And to get a handle on inventory for a voyage of 116 days, making sure everybody's happy because these world cruisers, they know their stuff. They want the same stateroom. It takes, I mean, you got to have a PhD in this thing, folks, okay? Which is why I don't do it and you do. Love it. Any other questions? Now's the time because if not, guess what I do? Oh, what is your military veteran discount and how can clients confirm their eligibility? Marcia,
Yeah.
I know that we have that. We actually had discount of all the tools and when we do military rates and teach, we have so many appreciation rates. I'm like, even I could probably qualify for something. I mean, seriously,
Yeah, so
I probably could. Well, 30 years qualifies for something else, Denise. She's going to give me my own stand-up act. I can't wait. So I got to thank you both, Crystal, Denise. This is amazing because this is such a wealth of information. And our travel partners, sometimes, especially when it comes to World Cruise, they're hesitant. It's that fear of the unknown. You have just painted a picture. You have walked them through the whole process. It has been so simple. And really those highlights of how easily it is for them to communicate, number one, the value, but also the exclusiveness, the uniqueness, authenticity, genuine. Now's the time, folks. Pent up desire. What a way to unleash your inner travel beast than to go on a world cruise. Did I just say that, Marcia? Did I just say my inner travel beast? Okay.
You did.
Sometimes I use my outer voice and I shouldn't. But again, on sale now, 2025. Crystal, Denise,
Thank
my
you.
future boss, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank
Thank
you
you so
all
much
travel
for joining us.
2 weeks
Always
from
a
today, March
pleasure.
23rd. That's like Marsha.
March
Thank you
23rd.
all.
Thank you, Tammy.
You know it. Thanks, Tammy, and happy
Thank
birthday to
you.
Taryn, dare I say.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. It was actually an anniversary gift. I'm waiting for something more. Maybe I can get a little Carpe Diem bracelet.
go for the world cruise instead of jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you? Travel, that's value. Jewelry, I can pawn it. That experience on a world cruise, I can't.
Priceless.
Thank you all. Well, March 23rd, Carpe Diem, everybody.
Bye.